In the previous classes, you have discussed about this root locus and the pole zero map. So today we'll see how we are able to get this root locus. So what is root locus basically? What does it give? What have we understood by root locus plot? Yes, anybody?
Ultimate gain value, sir.
What?
It gives the value of the ultimate gain.
Only that? Is it giving only that? Or is it giving all the...
how the root change with the gain, sir?
What?
It will show how the roots change with the gain.
Okay. So if you change the gain, how the roots change, that is what is given by the root locus plot. Okay, so it's not only the ultimate gain. Ultimate gain, you take that value because you need it for the Ziegler-Nichols method. But root locus gives all the pole positions for various values of k. Okay. So in this example, you are able to see the screen, right? So 1 divided by s minus 1 into s plus 2. Okay. So here, what are the pole positions?
+1 and -2.
+1 and -2. Okay. So how do you make this system? Is this system stable? Is this
No,
system stable? No. Okay. For what value of k will this become stable? If I click here, the gain I am able to see 0.393. Okay, I come over here. Okay, it's changing. I'll move this. Okay, so when does it become? So somewhere here, the gain 2. Okay, this is 0 here. This is 0 here. If you are crossing this imaginary axis, then the system is stable. Okay.
Yes, sir.
For this value of k, the system is stable now. Okay. Now I'll change the transfer function a bit. I'll make it as s plus 2 and s minus 1. I did the same thing, is it? Okay. This should be minus. This should be plus. I run this. Now, for what value of k will this become stable? So the pole positions are 2 and -1. Okay. So for what value of k will the system become stable? Any idea?
Sir, it's already to the right side of the 0.
It is unstable. Okay.
So it will be permanently unstable.
Okay. So what is happening is if I change the gain, okay, even if I change the gain, the pole is always positive. Okay, for whatever value of k I go, I will not be able to change that pole sign to negative. Okay, so this will never become stable. So what can you do to make it stable? you need to have some controller. Okay, so the KP is not alone helping, but you need to have something else as well. Okay, so the KP, if you use a P controller, it will not help, because for whatever value of K, this doesn't work. Okay, just a second. Okay, sorry. So this, for whatever value of KP, this will not become stable. Okay, so we need to have a PI controller or a PID controller to make it stable. Now, how does this? How does the roots move? Okay, we'll see that. If I have always a pole will go to the 0. If it doesn't find a 0, then the pole goes to infinity. Okay, a pole will go to a 0, okay, with varying value of k. A pole will always go to 0, or if it is not able to find a 0, it goes to infinity. So I'll just give you an example. Okay, so I'll have a 0 here, s plus 3. Okay, s plus 3 is a 0 I've added. So if you look at the root locus plot, what happens is, what you see here is, first look at the poles. Poles are 2, 2 and minus 1. Okay, 2 and minus 1 are the poles, and 0 is at minus 3. Okay, so what is happening is, these two poles meet each other, and then only one pole can go to the 0, because there are two poles and 1 0. Okay, I said pole goes to 0. So only one pole can go to 0 and the other doesn't have a 0. Okay, if there were two zeros and two poles, then each pole will go to each 0. Okay, so we'll just look at another 0 also. We'll have another 0. We'll have two zeros now. Okay, see here, we have two zeros now and two poles. Okay, so this pole and this pole, it meets somewhere here, and then this comes like this, and then goes to this 0. Okay, and then this pole comes here, meets over here, and then goes to this 0. Okay, so now if I add another pole, what will happen? If I have another pole, what will happen? What will happen to the root locus? Are you able to see? See, there are three poles, one at plus 2, one at minus 1, and another at
+4, sir.
plus 4. Now, what is happening is, you have two zeros and three poles. Okay, so how many poles can go to zeros? Two poles. Okay, two poles can go to zeros. This pole will go to this 0, and this blue 1 is coming like this. It's meeting over here and then taking this direction and going to this 0. Okay. So there is one more pole which is not able to find a 0. So it comes like this. It meets over here and then goes to infinity. Okay. This is going to infinity. So what I'm trying to tell you is a pole will always go to a 0. If it's not able to find a 0, it will go to infinity. Okay. So I'll remove all zeros. Suppose I don't have any zeros. I have only 3 poles. What should happen? So if I have only 3 poles, then all 3 will go to infinity. Okay. So this pole is going to infinity this way. These 2 poles are meeting here. This is going to infinity this way. This is going to infinity this way. Okay. Understood this? This is just to have an idea of how the root locus moves. Okay. How the pole positions move. So if I have 1 divided by s minus 2 and s plus 1, okay, only 2 poles, then one pole is at -1, one pole is at 2. So these two meet over here and go to infinity. Why does it go to infinity?
Because there is no 0.
Because there is no 0. Okay. So now this is for whatever value of k. I said this system is unstable because this is 0.5 here. Okay. So it moves vertically only. For whatever value of k, it goes to infinity. Now, how do you make this to shift this side, left side? What do you do to make it come towards the left? Are you understanding the question? See, this is a system for which the system is unstable. Okay, the system is unstable. For whatever value of k you use, this will be unstable only. Okay, for whatever value of k you use, this will be unstable. Now, what if you do? You'll be. What
Can
if
we change the poles? Changing value.
if you add a pole? What will happen?
I mean, you need to add another 0 because it'll go to infinity.
Yeah, if you add on the pole, will it help? We'll see. Okay, I'll add s plus 5 itself. Okay, so what is happening? So will the system become stable by this?
No,
No, sir. No.
no.
No, right? So if I start moving the gain, this way, this will start moving this way. Okay, so this will not make it stable. Okay, because it is on the right side. Okay, so it's not going to make it stable. Now what do I do to make it stable?
Change zeros.
Yeah, you need to add a 0. Suppose I add say this is kp and this is kd. Okay, 1 into s. Okay, s 1 plus s I have added. Okay, so let's see this.
This becomes stable.
Okay, what is happening is you have 3 roots. one at +2, one at -1, and another at -5. Okay, and then you have a 0 at -1. You have a 0 at -1. Now there are 3 poles and 1 0. Okay, there are 3
Yes.
poles and 1 0. So which one goes to what? Okay, so this pole goes to this 0. Okay, this pole is going to this 0, and then this pole and this pole meet over here and going to infinity. So since we have 1 0, so one pole can go to 1 0, okay, and the other 2 poles should go to infinity. Okay, is it clear? So will this make the root locus stable? Yeah, can this make the root locus stable?
No, sir.
No? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, we'll look at the control system designer for this. Just a second, it is taking some time. So this is the situation. Okay. So if I move these poles, okay. If I move these poles, is the system stable now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what did we do? Here we didn't add the compensator, but we added in the program itself. Okay. So what type of controller is this? This 1 plus s can be thought of what type of controller?
PI, sir.
ED, sir.
Sorry. No, I think PD. Sorry.
PD controller. Okay.
PD
controller. Okay. KP plus KD into S. Okay. KP plus KD into S. That is what is this. Okay. So you are able to see here, because you have added a 0, it's now stable. Okay, you are on the left side. But if you don't have a 0 there, then this will never become stable. Okay, if you just have 1, this will not make the system stable. Okay, so this is something you need to understand. How can we make the system stable? So if this is the case, I have not added any 0. I only have a gain. Okay, the P controller. What happens is, whatever I do with this, okay, even if I bring this over here, whatever I do, it doesn't become stable. It doesn't become stable. Okay, so I'm using it as a P controller, but it's not becoming stable. But when you added a 0 over here, then the situation changed. Okay, the situation changed. So so you need to understand that poles goes to 0, if one pole goes to 1 0, okay, one pole goes to 1 0, and if it's not able to find a 0, it goes to infinity. Okay, so this is how the roots move. Okay, okay. Yeah, so did you understand any doubts on this so far? Any doubts?
Hey, no, sir.
Okay. So if I have, if I want to change the gain, okay, say for 1 to 30, I want to see how the pole positions move. Okay, I can have so there are 3 pole positions. So all 3 should go to infinity because there is no 0 over here. Okay, so we'll just run this and see what it gives. So this pole is going to this infinity, and these 2 poles have met, and this is going to infinity this way. This is going to infinity this way. This is going to infinity this way. I'm just plotting for 1 to 30 of k. K value I'm varying. So how we are able to get this as a root locus plot? It is just showing. Okay. So if the same thing, if you see as a root locus plot, see, this is what you saw there. Okay, so for varying value of k, how does this move? Okay, so this is what you saw in the previous run. Okay, so if I comment this and run this, you will see that it varies for k equal to 1 to 30, how it is varying. Okay, so it keeps increasing, the value of k keeps increasing, and it plots the pole zero map. And how does the this is nothing but root locus only what you're getting, but step by step. Okay, root locus plots everything at once, but here you are able to see what is happening actually. Okay, since I have plotted only 1 to 30, it stops here, but if I continue plotting, this keeps moving towards infinity, this keeps towards moving infinity, and this keeps moving towards infinity. Okay, suppose if I have a 0 here into 1 divided by, okay, let's see what will happen. So this pole came to this 0, and this pole met here and going towards infinity here. Okay, this pole came to this 0, here there is a 0 and also a pole there. Okay, so this pole and this pole met here, and then it is going to infinity. So 2 poles are going to infinity, and 1 pole is going to a 0. Okay, this pole is going to the 0, and this pole meets here and going to infinity. So that is what you are able to see here. Okay, Any questions? Any questions? So I'll just change some values. So you can see this pole is coming to the 0, and these two poles have met, and this is going to infinity, this is going to infinity, and this pole is trying to come to the 0. Okay, the gain was not sufficient. I'll increase the gain to say 70. Okay, run it again. It should meet the 0. You can see this pole is coming to the 0, and these two poles meet here, and this goes to infinity and this goes to infinity. Okay, there are 3 poles and 1 0, so only one pole can go to the 0, and these two poles have to go to infinity. So what you're doing is you're plotting the root locus step by step, that's all. Okay, point by point. If you just type the R locus, you'll get the whole thing at once. But what we are trying to do is, this again stop, this didn't reach the 0 yet. So it has reached 70. Okay, what I'll do, I'll put some 200 or something and reduce the pause time so that it will be faster. So 0.2 and increase this to say 500 itself. Okay, so this will run a little faster. So for various values of k, what are the pole positions? Okay, this is what we are looking at. So this is the pole 0 map itself, but for varying value of k, we are plotting. Actually, you need to plot this on a graph sheet with pencil. But let's use MATLAB. I don't know what is the value of the gain here at 0. So it has plotted, you can see the readings here. The k value is changing. Okay, I have put 1 to 500. So this is the k value is changing here. Okay, so this is the closed loop transfer function because you have taken a feedback. Okay, this is nothing but g of s into gc of s. Okay, and the unity feedback is 1. So this is how the root locus plots are done actually. Okay, so for various value, for varying value of k, how does the poles move? That is what is root locus. Okay, it's not just the ultimate gain value or anything like that. I just showed you that root locus that day for Ziegler-Nichols method, which required the ultimate gain, but overall the root locus will give you the pole positions for various gain values. Any questions? Any questions? What is the value of k now? 155. Okay. Any questions? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, you have understood what is the difference between the root locus and this one. It's the same. Okay, just we are varying the value of k and it is plotting for that. Okay, so each time, each 0.2 seconds, the gain is changing. Okay, so this is 176, 177, 178. So you can change this. I put a for loop. Okay, for k equal to 1 to 500, plot the pz map. Okay, so with a time delay of 0.2 seconds. So that is what it is doing. Okay, so this pole is going to be 0 and these two poles are going to infinity. Okay, so this you can directly get in a root locus plot, the final plot. But if you like to see the step by step for varying value of k, this is how you need to give a for loop and you can do this. Okay, for value of k 1 to some 100, 200, whatever values you want to give, you can give that, and you cannot plot till infinity, but you can plot till whatever at least till it this reaches 0. You can see how the trend is going on, so you can look at those. Any questions? You can see that still it is moving. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll have a complex thing s square plus 2s plus 3. Okay, so I'll not use all these. So as it comes, it's nearing to that 0. Okay, I'll just stop this, pause. Okay, now I just want a pole zero map. Just a second to stop this. The earlier thing is running. Just wanted to stop this. Okay, I'll show you that in the next class. I just wanted to tell you, if you are having a roots, the complex roots, these are real roots. If you have complex roots, then it would be conjugate pairs. What do you mean by conjugate pairs? Complex pools or complex zeros. What do you mean by conjugate? What do you mean by conjugate? It will be symmetric. If it is a point is over here, the other point will be in the negative direction. Okay, so the value will be the same, but it will be plus and the minus. Okay, so that is what is the meaning of conjugate pairs. So always the poles and roots will be in conjugate pairs if it is complex. So these things are actually required if you have to plot the root locus, but we are not plotting root locus, we are just using MATLAB. But you need to know some basics of what is happening. So that's why I just explained few things, that the poles go to a pole tries to go to a zero. If it's not able to find a zero, it goes to infinity, and how the value of k is increased. Okay, so for various values of k, how does the root locus plot comes. Okay, and then we looked at how to make a unstable system stable. Okay, sometimes you cannot use only a proportional controller, and for whatever value of k the system doesn't become stable. So in that case you need to have a PD controller or a PID controller. You need to look at if you add a zero, what is going to happen to the plot. So that idea has to come to develop a controller. So that's the reason I've done this thing today. So if you have an idea of where you should place that zero, and how does the root locus plot comes when you add another zero and a pole, then that will give some idea of what is happening to the root locus and to the controller. Any questions? Okay. Okay then. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.